Vulnerable is the third posthumous album by Marvin Gaye. It was released in April 22nd, 1997. I remember when I bought this album, I was excited to get new Marvin music. I did not know at the time, I believe, that it was a set of recordings that he recorded when he was trying to be the crooner Marvin. Um, so to a certain degree, I was somewhat disappointed. But as always, as a Marvin fan, I love to hear new Marvin music. So the interesting thing about this particular album is that on this one, there are same there are songs from the Romantically Yours album on here. But this one was put out by Motown, and it was also an album that he was working on by back in the day that he would actually completed that he was going to put out titled The Ballads. Of course, he got pissed with Motown and decided to not release it. He was also upset that he didn't like the way he was singing on it, so he shelved the album too. And but he picked it back up in the '70s after the Live at the London Palladium album that he put out, and he decided to revisit it. I guess he was really, really more secure in his singing, and he added a little bit more emotion to this one, um, thinking about his wives Anna and Janice during the singing of these songs. So it added a little bit more oomph to it, and you can hear it in here, especially if you hold this one side by side with Romantically Yours. His vocal performances on here were really, really, really good, and I prefer these versions over the Romantically Yours one that Columbia released to honor their contract. So one other thing that I thought was interesting, I just found this out, that She Needs Me, which is a really, really great song. His falsetto is just peak Marvin, the way he closed that one out. That's actually a remake of a country song by George Jones that was released in 1976. It was on the Alone Again album. And I did listen to that album before, well, after I listened to this one. I've heard that song numerous times, Marvin's version, and I never knew that. And I listened to the country version, and it's definitely more up tempo. But what Marvin did with it is crazy. So when you listen to his version and then you listen to the remake, it's like, how did you even hear that, in that song? But very, very good job there that he did with that. And what else? What else? What else? Why Did I Choose You is better on here. The Shadow of Your Smile is better on here. I Wish I Didn't Love You So Much is 10 times better on this one because it's Marvin again singing with that gospel sound. There's more emotion, there's more depth, there's more passion, and he's able to kind of do those the layers that he does when he sings his song with the background vocals and stuff like that. So it's really, really good. And there's an alternate vocal version on here as well, which is just as good. Like, I don't know which one I like more. Why Did I Choose You? The alternate version is good. It's overall, I prefer these because Marvin's vocal performances are way, way better than the version that Columbia released, and it is a really, really solid album. Mostly for fans. If you are not a fan of, if you're not a diehard fan of Marvin, then it probably won't do you much good to listen to it. If you are a fan of more of the classic album run of Marvin, the hits, then this one won't do you justice. But nevertheless, I still think you should listen to it and just complete the picture of what Marvin is, just overall, and just everything that he kind of, struggled with. And you can kind of hear um, hear the progression of him as a singer and as a writer. So, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I think we have maybe two more left, and then we're done. Up next is "You're the Man" that was released in 2019, and I have some thoughts on that one that I'll share, of course, and we'll get ready to wrap up Marvin March. So I'll leave it there.